Hello everybody, it's 5 o'clock here in Hong Kong. I just wanted to, I've had this paperwork, I've been around the world with this visa ordeal. So I'm right now in Hong Kong. One of the main reasons I came here was to check out the Canton Fair. This is the 125th year of the Canton Fair exposition. It's the largest business fair. It's a place where you can meet up and exchange ideas with small business small factories here in China and all over the world, and also inventors. You know, there's a lot of people just business-minded people that's going to be there, and I'm really excited about going there just for the experience. You know, I'm not really looking for one specific thing. I'm just going to learn more or less on this trip. But anyway, before I arrived here in Hong Kong, I started researching the best way to get the visa to go to mainland China. There's no visa requirement here in Hong Kong. All you have to do is get it's the visa on arrival is what it's called. So as long as you have a passport, they stamp your passport. They give you like a little card that says you can stay here for 90 days, basically. It's easy. There's nothing, there's no money involved. It's just, in most countries for the United States citizens are like that. There's very few countries where you actually have to apply for a visa, but China is one of those countries. But there are exceptions because the paperwork and all, they want to make the money from the tourism. So they simplified it, and going on the internet, there's a lot of misinformation there. When I say misinformation, there's a lot of just stuff that conflicts, and I'm seeing 7 or 8 different things, and it's a lot of just confusion. But I'm here I haven't actually gone to mainland China yet, but I'm trying to, and I'm sure I'm gonna give you updates as it goes along. But this is what I finally learned after the misinformation. And the first thing, before I came to the United States, the first misinformation was that I didn't need to, apply for a visa. And you get like a 10-year visa if you get it's good for 10 years if you get the visa for China. And I may eventually do that. And when you visit, you can come up to 90 days per time, leave the country and come back, and that visa is good for 10 years. But the problem with that is, if you just plan on visiting for a few days, it's expensive, and not only that, you have to get it like 30 and plan out probably 45 days before your planned trip, because it takes a while to get it. You can't just get it like a day after and expect. Anyway, I want to not change the subject, but real quick, this is really cool. I'm not sure the name of the street, but this here is Jordan Street. So all these streets here in Hong Kong have English names. Not all the taxi drivers will know if you just say Jordan Street. They don't understand. They have their own version of English. But anyway, this is Jordan Street, and we're at Temple Street Market. So kind of makes sense. Temple Street Market. This is a road. It's kind of just a market street that's closed off to traffic. It's a promenade street. I'm going to walk down this street while I continue talking about the visa. So the main reason not to get the 10-year, thing, once you get the 10-year visa, it's almost like the visa on arrival. You can basically, with any time within now and 10 years, as long as you don't have any problems, you can get approved for the visa and spend 90 days each time you come to China. It's expensive. It's like 3,500 or right at 3,500 Hong Kong dollars, which translates into $600 bucks. It could be that much. I'm not giving exact numbers, but it's approximately about 500 bucks to get the 10-year visa. And you can't just do it on the seat of your pants and go to China. You have to plan it out 45 days, with mailing time and all that stuff. You have to plan it out, and sometimes you get denied. So this is another promenade street. But something that's not really much it's not talked about much. If you want to go to like the Canton Fair in Guangzhou, this is what you got to do. And I'm not going to sit here and just hold this in front of you and let you read it. It's simple. What you got to do is absolutely nothing. You take the boat from the end here. We're in Kowloon. Look it up. I don't have the address, but it's at the tip close to where you'll see the light show in Hong Kong. And what you do is you take the boat and just tell them you want a 24-hour visa-free entry. Now what that does, it gives you 24 hours to enter enter China and then leave. So as long as you have your train ticket, and they give you like a little thing showing that you basically gives you 24-hour visa-free access. You do not need a visa at all. You just go, you get the little visa-free access ticket. That doesn't cost anything, and you get to stay 24 hours. And what you do, so that way you can go to Guangzhou, you can go to Shenzhen, and then come back. And that's what I would recommend, because, you know, at the end of the day, if you're in China, I'm not getting political, but you cannot, these are the facts, you cannot use Facebook, you cannot use YouTube, you cannot use Google, any of those things, unless you want to get like a third-party app that somehow, it's called a VPN, some kind of private network thing, which is illegal to have. I'm not saying you're going to get caught, but you're not supposed to use any kind of social network. Google and all that is illegal in China, so it will not work with your phone. There are ways around it which are illegal. I don't know the risk of getting caught with that. But anyway, I personally would recommend getting your Airbnb, getting your hotel here in Hong Kong. And then Guangzhou, yes, it's an hour and a half. But, you know, it's a sightseeing thing. Take the boat from here to the boat. It takes like 2.5, 3 hours by boat, and then an hour and a half by the rapid train. That's exactly, I think they call it the rapid train. But it's a train that leaves right here from Kowloon. It leaves from several places, and just you know, just figure out your route, how to get from wherever you are to the city you want to go. I meant to throw this into the video also. The Shenzhen thing kind of confused me, because before I got here, I read that you could get a 5-day visa to Shenzhen. I'm sorry, 5-day visa to China. And so it's and I watched YouTube videos, I Googled, and it is correct. You can get a 5-day visa to mainland China from Hong Kong, and you go through the Laohu train station. There's 2 train stations. That's the only one that will grant you the 5-day visa, is the Laohu. If you want to look it up, it's Louhoo, Laohu station. There are only 2 stations. So yeah, the Laohu station is the one that's going to be more east, that connects Hong Kong to Shenzhen. Well, that's where misinformation comes. Yes, you can get a 5-day visa to mainland China from Hong Kong. It's easy. You can get it from the you can get it from the train station in Laohu. But guess what? It's only for the city of Shenzhen. So the Canton Fair, the reason I want to go to the mainland, is in Guangzhou, which is another hour, 45 minutes. Yeah, 45 minutes north of Shenzhen. And if you're, you know, you can't just go for 5 days in Guangzhou. You have to come back the same day. But you can go to Laohu, tell them that you're just going to stay the day, but you need to return at night. You got to be back at night. The last train runs at 12 o'clock, and it starts at 6 a.m. So it doesn't run 24 hours, but you just make sure that you know, I guess you could stay overnight as long as you're not staying over 24 hours in Guangzhou. So that being said, I hope that was informative information. I know that was a lot of information to give, but I would recommend, if you guys want to go to mainland China, depending on where you want to go, I would recommend staying here in Hong Kong or possibly Macau, and you can do the same thing in Macau. Macau is an independent part of China, so it has, you know, it's like Hong Kong was a UK territory. Well, Macau was a territory of Portugal until 1999. Hong Kong was a territory of the UK until 1997. Both areas are basically independent nations, even though they are a part of China, and they have their own rules, but they're very similar. Even though they're no longer a part of the UK and Portugal, they are still independent, because it'd be in China agrees it would be a difficult thing just to flip a light switch and turn them back over to mainland China's government. So both of the Macau and Hong Kong have they're independent nations, independent government. And I'm going to sign off with that, guys, but hopefully that was an informative information for you guys. I just kind of, without a script or anything, I know I'm kind of sound like I might be jumping around, but those are the facts. It's simple, and those are my recommendations. If you want to go in the south part of China, just do the visa free. You get 24 hours visa free. All you have to do is go there either by boat or by train, and they say it's called here. I know I'm running on and being redundant. Let me see here. I'm gonna put this in the car for 2 seconds. It's called, there's actually an acronym for this, visa free travel. It's called dadgummit, TWOV, travel without a visa. I don't know why it's O, it should be TWAV, travel without a visa. I guess out, travel without a visa, WO. TWOV 24 hour is if you're going to Shenzhen, going to Guangzhou, and from Macau you can go up in the mainland and just do your 24 hours and then come back to, you know, if you're coming to Hong Kong, come back here to your Airbnb. If you're in Macau, Macau has tons and tons and tons of casinos. It's the most densely populated area in the world, the whole world. The most densely populated area. It's very, very small, and has 700,000 approximately people in the area. Super small. I don't know the size of the area, but it's a small little island nation basically. And hopefully this video, I didn't sound like I was just running on. Hopefully it was informative information. Hopefully you enjoyed the view while I'm walking. Here's very common, the bamboo scaffolding. It's everywhere. You know, in America we have the metal scaffolding. Here we have the bamboo. So anyway, I'm going to sign off on that, guys. That's what I've learned so far. I'm going to make another video after. It's probably going to be a lot of redundant information, but I'll make another video once I get into Guangzhou. I'm going to leave early in the morning. Probably get up about 5 o'clock, hit the train station. I've got my route. Depending on where you leave, I'm not going to talk about the route in this video. This video is long enough. Depending on where you leave, your route's going to be different. So, but I do have my route here from Kowloon, the best route to get to Guangzhou. And yeah, I'm going to leave tomorrow, and I'll give you guys an update with that. And wish me luck, guys.